Hello, it's April and welcome to Snapdragon Hollow. It has been a couple of weeks since I've posted a video. As you can kind of hear, I have a bit of a cold, and a couple of weeks ago I didn't have much of a voice, so I couldn't film anything and I wasn't much up to crafting. So I'm excited now that I'm getting better and can go ahead and work on some more miniature crafts and do some more filming for this channel. So today I thought I would start my miniature bookcase project, and I'll start by sharing with you some of the miniatures that I've collected to do my miniature bookcase project. I'm going to be working on styling 4 of these little tiny bookcases here. I picked these up at Michael's, and again I bought 4 of them. I really want to paint one blue, I know that. I know I want to paint a couple or stain a couple with perhaps some wood color, just like a natural wood color, maybe using my watercolors. And I'm not sure about the 4th one. I may wait on that one and just see what I need that in. I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I am going to be working on a new dollhouse coming up soon, but I'm not quite sure what I want to put in that dollhouse. So I wanted to keep a couple of them just really standard so that I could fit them in with the decor of that new dollhouse. The first one that I'd like to make though, I want to make blue because I'm going to fit it into a small little room, a remint room that I'll be opening in the next video here, that is all about an astronomer's laboratory. So it's got all the things like telescopes and sky watching things. We really love getting out our telescopes around here, and we love science. So I thought that that would be a really fun bookcase to style for that room. So that's the first one that we'll get started on today. And then I'll be working on the other bookcases in another video. But before we get started with this bookcase, I thought I would share with you some of the miniatures that I picked up to go along with my bookcase project. So I definitely knew I wanted a little globe for one. That one might really match this, this little theme here. And then of course I got a ton of little books. These are all little fairy tales. This is a cute little traveling theme one. We've got a map and a set of binoculars and a passport. Thought that that could be really cute set out in a bookcase. This is just some basic books here to fill the bookcases with. Got some pencils here. Most of these Art Minds ones came from Michael's. Here's a little teeny tiny old-fashioned black telephone. Got some more pencils. Thought this lamp was really pretty to sit on one of the bookcases perhaps. Got a lot of just random packs of books. I knew I would need a lot of those. This cute little clipboard here. Perhaps I could do one with a school theme, or this could even fit in this bookcase theme for the person to take notes. We've got a cup of coffee that we can use. Here's that same set with the binoculars. This one has a little compass and a random book there. Got Bibles. A couple little Bibles there. Some cute little succulent plants. I thought that could be nice. Here's a little map. These little book sets are like the wood books that are kind of put together sort of as just a shelf filler there. That could be really nice. I got a couple of those sets there, so I figured that would come in handy. Here's some more of the little basic books. I really do want to open up some of these books and perhaps write in them. Here's another little phone. I think I actually got 3 of those. I'm not sure why I thought I needed 3, but I guess I'm stocked up on little miniature phones. Here are some more of the little books like that. This one is really cool. This has an atlas. I think another book that looks a little bit like an encyclopedia, and an etiquette book. So that's really cute. I like those. This one is Mayberry Street, so that's from Hobby Lobby. Here's a pretty little clock that I got. I think I got this at miniatures.com. Let's go ahead and open that so we can take a look at it. The sticker's kind of in the way. So that's that there. I thought that was pretty and could look really nice sitting on top of one of the bookcases. Some old mail packages there. Some little newspapers that could work. And some cards, just in case we want to add some cards in there. And here's another one of those sets here with the atlas, the etiquette book, and an encyclopedia. So those are the items I have to work with so far. I also have other items around the house in my miniature stash that I'm sure I can pull from. And if I need to, I could make printables and things like that, or perhaps hunt down specific items once I really get into styling each bookcase. So I'm going to go ahead now and kind of set these things to the side and clear an area so we can start painting our first bookcase. Okay, so I have my little bookcase out of its package. I've added some blue paint here. This is just navy blue. It's just a really basic acrylic paint here. So I'm just going to start painting this. I've kind of gone along and made sure to remove any rough little bits here. So we'll see how this paints up, and I will determine when it's completely dry if I want to seal it. I will probably want to do that, I think. And we'll probably need a couple of coats, but I'm really loving this color. This is one of my favorite colors for bookcases. I've always been intrigued by blue colored bookcases. So I'd be curious how many of you work with miniatures or enjoy making dollhouses or room boxes or other types of miniatures crafts, or if you have similar interests in collecting and things like that. You could probably tell by my background in my video a lot of times how much I love my books here. So I'm really definitely a bookcase person. We have a lot of bookcases in this house, so I definitely know that most of my miniature houses and room boxes will need lots of bookcases. So that's definitely something I really wanted to do. But I am very, very new to actually crafting in miniature or, working on putting together little rooms. In the past, I've only done like little curio cabinet type boxes where I've collected miniatures, and some of them are displayed with my doll collections, but not really so much as like an actual dollhouse. My daughter had a couple of dollhouses when she was younger, and really enjoyed those, but I never did have that. But I have always loved dolls and dollhouse miniatures, so it's really exciting to get to be playing around with some of these materials. I also recently stopped in at the Dollar Tree, and I found some of the wooden dollhouse furniture that they sell. I'm excited to be crafting with those coming up as well. I have a couple of the little dressers and a table and chair. I only found one chair, so I really do hope to find more of those. I may even paint some of them with the same blue paint and include this in the same room. So that might be something that I do as well. And I will share that all with you coming up. Really excited to open the remint soon. I will probably again be opening and filming that tomorrow, I hope. So far this wood seems to be taking this really basic acrylic paint very nicely. It's looking really good here. And as it dries, I'll know how many other coats I need. Just kind of brushing it on in nice thin coats here so that we don't get any gloopy bits here. You can see it's just going on really nicely. This is definitely a really peaceful kind of crafting to me. Nothing too complex, so it keeps it nice and relaxing, I think. Some people like really complex crafts and can do really well with that. People who are puzzlers, perhaps, like a little bit of a challenge. I've never been much of a puzzler. I wish I was, but I am not. But I don't like things to be too intricate. I just I guess I don't have the patience for that as much as I'd want, but I do hope to kind of practice on that so that I get more patient with those little bit more of the time-consuming and intricate crafts, like the larger embroidery projects, things like that. I do embroidery, but I usually keep it on a really small scale, again, because I just don't like to get too complex with my crafting. I guess I just don't have the time or patience. That is something I can work on. Okay, so there's the first coat of the back. That's looking really nice. I love the color. I'm glad that I chose this really pretty blue color here. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep painting this, and I'll come back when the first coat's done and show you how it's coming along. So far, it's coming along really nicely. I've got the first coat on all sides, except for the very bottom there. I'll wait to do that till at the end. I don't like that little spot there that you can see. I really do like to paint every bit of it. I'll just turn this tray around so you can see also the back is done as well. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry, and we'll see how well the first coat does. And I think it will probably benefit by a second coat, so I will be doing that. And of course the bottom there, I'll paint that also. So I'm going to go ahead, let this dry, and I'll come back when I'm ready to do the second coat. Okay, so I've painted the first layer and it is dry. I'm starting to paint here this little bottom portion that I didn't get on the first layer. I'll go ahead and paint that and paint as much of the second layer as I can. Then I'll go ahead and let that dry and finish this off. I think that this first coat turned out really nice, so we'll definitely, I think, be able to get this in 2 coats. I'm loving the color of this blue. It dried up really nicely, and I'm really excited to get this finished. So I'm gonna go ahead now and finish painting this up. Then I'll come back and we can fill up our bookcase. Okay, I put another coat on my bookcase. It's drying nicely there. I still will have to do the top there, but while it's drying, I thought I would share real quick with you another dollhouse item that I purchased a little while ago. I got these dolls from Amazon. I wanted to just get a basic set to start out with here. Before I started investing in individual dollhouse dolls. I do have an additional Grandma and Grandpa dollhouse doll already, but I really liked this set. I thought that it was a lot of value for the amount of money. I will go ahead and link below my Amazon affiliate link for these. I think that these are close to the Victorian era of dollhouses. Let me go ahead and take this clamshell off here so we can see them better. We've got a grandpa here. I'm not super pleased with his like hair up here, but I think that's okay. We can work with that. He is pretty cool. And then we've got a grandma there, the mom and dad, we've got a maid there, and then we've got the family here, a little brother, sister, and an adorable little baby with this beautiful gown. So to get the whole family like this, I thought was really fun. So this was a great dollhouse doll set to begin with. I'm really, really happy with this. So some of these characters will show up in my little room boxes that I plan to put together. And I'm calling this family the Pinkingtown family. When I was a little girl, I had a very vivid imagination and a whole family's worth of make-believe characters that I would imagine stories about. And I would often call that family the Pinkingtown family. So this will be the Pinkingtown family in honor of my childhood imaginary friends. And I'm thinking that this here might be Almanzo Pinkingtown. One of my imaginary characters when I was a child was Almanzo Pinkingtown because I was a huge fan of Little House on the Prairie. So in honor of, again, my childhood imaginative family, we will be calling him Almanzo Pinkingtown. So I'll have to come up with names for the rest of the Pinkingtown family as well as their maid here. And I'm really excited to be adding these in to our dollhouse room. I was talking to my daughter about this just the other day. Originally, I was going to have either Almanzo Pinkingtown here or the grandfather be in my astronomy room that I'm making now. And she said, well, why not the grandma? And I said, what a good idea. I didn't even think of that. I am a grandma and I love astronomy and my telescope and science and things like that. So she will be the one in our dollhouse room. So I will have to come up with a name for her in the next couple of days. So this is Grandma Pinkingtown for now, and she will be the character who will live in our astronomy lab. So I'm really excited about that. So I just thought I would share this little dollhouse doll haul with you as well while we wait for my first little bookcase to dry. My bookcase is all dry now, and I'm ready to put everything on my bookcase here. And I've brought out some of my museum wax. I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit of this wax to put things on here. That way it's not permanent, but every time I move it, they won't like all fall off. So that way just makes everything a little bit more stable. Okay, we'll go ahead and start with some of the books here. Before I hook them down with the wax, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of place things in here just to get an idea of what direction I want them. I'm going to have to get my phone and look. I can't recall if the gold part would be on the top or the bottom. I don't think I have one set of old encyclopedias around here somewhere, but they're not out on a shelf right now, so I can't really look at that and see. So we've got green books, blue books, and brown books here. I think I kind of like the blue books on the top shelf, so something like that. And I know I want to put the globe on the top, so I'll just put that there for now, like so. And maybe we'll use this little tiny telephone here, this old-fashioned telephone. Let's see if it'll stay on, if the little, if the receiver will stay on here. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see, maybe if I squeeze that a little bit. And that might need some museum wax as well if it just keeps popping off. Perhaps we'll put that there. I'm not 100% sure yet. See, I know I want to put this little map up here. It's just a standard map, but from a distance it could just as easily be like a star map or something like that. Got this little clipboard here. Not sure where I want to put that yet. And then we've got some more books here. I love this big one here. It looks so realistic. Let's see if that'll fit. It does. I don't know that we need the guide to etiquette there, so we'll save that for another room, but definitely the atlas. That might be another one that I leave out on top. And let me get some of these little books opened up. Okay, I've also set out the little binoculars here. They're a little bit big for this bookcase here, but they'll definitely sit alongside it nicely. The little compass here. This map, I'll probably tip it to the side a little bit, and I've kind of squeezed the little cord here a little bit to make it stay on. But again, I think I'll use a little of this museum wax to make sure that stays on. Just kind of rearranging the shelves a little bit. And then I wanted to write in one of the books, like a little journal here. I might write something on the cover, like notes or journal or sky watching journal, something like that, and maybe add a few details into the page to get the journal started. And then I've also got a few pencils, so I'll probably take a couple of these pencils and tuck them around on the bookshelf too. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this just a little bit. I've started putting everything in place with my museum wax. I just take this little scooper here and scoop out just the tiniest amount. I mostly use this museum wax to hold down some of my porcelain trinkets, but it's really nice to have on hand. It is kind of like, you do get kind of a little bit sticky while you're using this, but I like to roll it up into a teeny tiny ball, especially for these little tiny things, and stick it on the bottom of whatever I'm working on. I've got a little teeny tiny ball here on this phone, and also a little bit here on the cradle there for the receiver. And I'm just going to stick that down here like so. And just press it down. That way it all stays on. I've got my little tweezers here, just to kind of rearrange some of these books and things. I've just decided to take a few little notes in this, like pretend little journal for star watching there. I wrote the Big Dipper and some constellations and Saturn, and I can fill in more of the book later if I want. So we'll have that somewhere in here as well. And I thought I would use a little museum wax to attach a pencil to the edge of it, sort of like that. So here's how it's coming along. So far I've decided to put the gold facing up. That's the way it was online. I went and looked it up. I bought those again at Michael's. These little wooden books here. And then we've got the top done so far. I may put another little red pencil on the top there. And again, I'll just place all of these down with a little bit of that museum wax. And then I'll come back and show you how it's turned out. So I have finished my bookcase now. I'm happy with the placement of everything here. I've got it all hooked down with just a little tiny bit of museum wax. I'm still kind of deciding on this little book here. Right now I've got it propped on the bookcase rather than on the floor, but I think that this little notebook could also look cute on a floor. I have left these little books here. The individual books, I've left them loose just in case I want to reposition them, but everything else is hooked down. And of course, also the little pair of binoculars is just sitting off to the side. So that was a really fun project. Just a fun and simple little project to make a nice little bookcase for my astronomer's laboratory room that I will be working on. So that was my fun little bookcase project, and I'll definitely be doing more. And of course, I have a lot more bookcase material left here to work on for other projects, so I'll be doing those in upcoming videos. But that was my little blue bookcase. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at that. And stay tuned for my next video. I will be opening the Astronomer's Laboratory remint set that I'm really excited to open up, and we'll finish styling this room into a fun Astronomer's Laboratory. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.